You ready?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the Dreadhead Monster, chilling with my man T.knight. What's going on with you, T.knight?
Man, just chilling, man. First and foremost, thank you for the invite.
Oh, no problem, man.
The,
Long time contributor, big fan. We appreciate it, man.
and I see that I'm a co-host today,
Yes, sir.
lone co-host. So I'm gonna definitely bring the energy. Got the Ball Eagle and Kmart and Darius and others. Shout out to all them. And I'm gonna try to keep the same energy. So
All right, well, let's jump on right
yeah.
into it. Uh, man, the White Sox suck ass, but I got to watch them the other day. Left in the eighth, but they was up. My boy Corey Seager was on their ass. Ninth inning, man, they pulled one out, man.
Yep.
Right now they sitting in fourth for the division, 32-44. Man, kind of a rough year.
Well, I think it's rough because like each and every year, they always have some type of injury bug. I'm not sure what that is. Like why they continue to do what they, continue to get injured. Then you got Tim Anderson, probably the biggest distraction of all. Supposed to be a leader. He in his contract year and he's first time hitting below 300 probably since his rookie season. And that's your lead off hitter.
Yeah, because the other day when I was there, he was out the lineup. So
yeah, and and I'm not sure what's going on or if they're like get your head in the game, but I mean he don't want to set the tone. Then you got Big Baby, Eloy having a down. He's supposed to be our power hitter, and everybody else is.
I think he did give me one the other night.
Oh yeah, I think he get hit number 9 or whatever. But I mean, for your power hitter, man, you're supposed to be up there with the bigs.
At least 20 by now.
Yeah, at least 20. Almost midway through the season. So yeah, it's a down year, but we'll bounce back, man. We just need a couple boppers, and the pitching need to be consistent. And we back. I mean, it's the weakest division in the league. So like Minnesota is 38-38. We like literally 5 games out. So I mean, a hot July and a hot August, which basically when the season to me starts, in my opinion.
6 games back out of first.
Okay, so we can get back there. Hot. I mean, we just had a hot beginning of June and got back within 3.5. So anything can happen, man. It's baseball. Like you could be 15 games back in September and still win the division. But I see your Cubs, man. Like this is the hot streak that the White Sox were on like just a couple weeks ago.
Hey man, we third, man.
So you think this is legit? You think they back?
This what you call scooting and pooting. So you just got to get out there, at first, to make it happen. And then as long as you can hang around, you never know what may happen late in the season. Like you say, injuries, occur.
Yeah.
You get a few people back who could possibly get something done at the trade deadline. So.
Oh yeah, that's definitely coming up.
I wouldn't count us out yet, man. I wouldn't,
I mean, count you out of what? Winning the division, making the playoffs, and then
at least making the playoffs, man. Like, hey, man, a win is a win. You got to start somewhere. So if you're gonna start a new culture, I mean, you can't, just say, oh well, we ain't made the playoffs this year. We ain't made the playoffs that year. No, you got to start taking those baby steps to establish that culture again. Winning. So, you got some of those young dudes. You went out and got the Japanese kid, well, not quite a kid, but you got him over here. So if you're trying to build something different, those baby steps are important. I mean, from the championship team, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, those was like drafted players. You waited, on that to build.
I've never publicly spoke on the Cubs about that situation, so I could probably do it right now. Like I still think that they're bogus for treating them the way they treated them. Especially Chris Bryant. The man was a rookie of the year, NL MVP, back-to-back seasons, and got you your first championship, caught the last out, in the World Series, and you treated him like he wasn't even supposed to get a 10-year, $300 million deal. That Something wrong there.
Well, you know what? Changing again, culture, changing management. You may not appreciate something with the value that it deserves. So I think that's kind of how that situation.
Damn, that sounds like a life lesson there.
So, you wish it could have ended better, you know, for all the players, but you know, we got us that one.
Do they get their jerseys retired?
Chris Bryant,
Rizzo, Baez.
I believe so.
Them the three.
Even if they don't get their individual jerseys in the rafters, I would think that there would be something, you know, bidded to that team particularly. So
right, Ryan Dempster.
Yeah, with 20 years, it would have to be something for those guys to come back to that park and be able to celebrate what they did. So.
Here's another gripe that I got with the Cubs, man. Do Sammy Sosa get his jersey retired at some point?
Not quite sure.
Because 10 years in the same, in the same Cubs uniform, brought them, almost brought them a championship. It was three outs away from history until Steve Barton.
I wanted to give a special shout out. We haven't been out here in a couple weeks. So during the course of and we're gonna get to the NBA champions. During the course of the couple weeks, we got the Stanley Cup champions. Boy, Miami gonna have a hard summer. But shout out to the Vegas Golden Knights. We've watched a lot of expansion teams over the years. The MLB, one of my favorites would be the Vancouver Grizzlies. That whole transition to Memphis. We've seen it a few times.
Yeah,
Toronto. I don't think we've ever seen these guys win so fast. Like a team come in and just man.
Damn, they won it the first year.
I did, yeah. I went and did my little research, and because I don't follow hockey as I should, but definitely a Blackhawks fan. Shout out to my mom. We're gonna get to some games this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're correct. This is their second appearance in the Stanley Cup.
Damn.
An expansion team in their first year, they go to the Stanley Cup. They got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
But like we was just talking about with the Cubs, building of culture. So you go to the Stanley Cup playoffs, 4 straight seasons.
Yeah.
What you don't make it one year, and then the next year that you do make it,
you win the whole thing.
So out of 6 seasons, what you could say that you got one bad one?
You can't even say a bad one. What you want to say? Every season is a step to success. Am I right, Attic? Am I right? So
he wanted to fight him.
So if you really think about it, it was a perfect city to start a franchise. It's hot, it's booming. You got the tourists, you got, transient people that live there from all over the country.
Definitely
and they got the money, they got the support, they got a brand new stadium.
Whole lot of arenas.
And then look, here's the other thing. So we talk about expansion. In the next 2-3 years, we're gonna see another expansion team in Vegas. It's gonna be the Vegas basketball team.
I think they're gonna get baseball first.
Well, baseball is definitely coming because the Oakland, A's are definitely tanking right now, and they already got plans to build a new stadium for them on the Strip. So it's not an expansion team. It'll just be like the Raiders, just coming in from Oakland and, and already got a fan base.
We can't do that, man. They got the Las Vegas Aces. They do have basketball.
Well, they won. They won
basketball,
and they won.
Sorry, guys, can't do that. Can't do that.
NBA team is definitely coming in Vegas, man, and they're gonna be an actual expansion team, and so with that, they're gonna have the number 1 draft pick, and you know who's coming? Bronny. You think he's going number 1?
Nah.
Nah.
Well, you know what? Before we get to basketball,
Okay,
let's go
okay.
ahead and knock out our shout out to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I mean,
Uh-huh.
3 division championships, 2 conference championships. Really can't say nothing bad about them.
Okay, man. It's a lot
Shout
of
out
money
to you
too.
guys, man. Continue your success and man, keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Like T.knight say, you'll probably have some competition for some fans in a little while,
Yeah.
but more power to you. Keep it going.
But they definitely got the heart of Vegas though, because when I went out there once, I mean everybody had a Golden Knights, hockey jersey on, like everybody.
One, hockey is dope.
Yep.
Two, when you don't have a lot to latch on to, I mean, you just got the Raiders. But getting a brand new team, I mean, it got to be special to a city. I mean, I've never really had to go through it as far as like, major sports. I saw when the fire came in and stuff like that. I saw when we got the sky, but for you to get like a one of those top 4 sports teams, and we're talking about the MLB, NHL, NBA. So those are special things to get. So
yeah.
More power to Las Vegas. I didn't really know. I don't, can't say we really saw this coming as them becoming a sports town, but
yeah,
anything can happen.
But you know why though? I mean, gambling is big these days.
I mean, look how long they survived without teams, though.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, the money was gonna come, but I mean, I guess in-house revenue is everything.
Oh man.
It's a lot going on in basketball, man. I had to let out a little yell. Denver Nuggets push past the Miami Heat.
Did they? Did they push past?
There was some tough games. I mean, they only won one game by like what 15 in the last one.
They toyed with them.
I don't think so.
Give me an analysis, Mr. Dreadhead.
So let's go game 5.
Okay.
Tough game.
Hard fought, yeah.
You can't want to throw up that many bad shots. Sometimes they're not a good shooting team. Jamal Murray did have the big, I think what is the first 2 games. And then it kind of like dwindled off. He hit some big shots, over the course of the series.
Wasn't game 1, both of them had like 30. Super triple doubles or something?
30 each. I think like 14 rebounds for Joker. I think it was at least like 10 or 11 assists.
Yeah, 30, 40.
But then you come back, 10. What? That was the game 2, where you come out there and lose basically to, nobody. Game 3, you struggle. Game 4, I mean, even in wins.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle. Somebody's going to look good. Somebody's going to look bad. I mean, you saw what Miami was lacking within star power.
Yeah.
You always woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, Tyler Hero breaks his hand, game 1 of the first round?
Yep. 1 or 2 or something like that.
So, you kind of thought that he would make it back. Then you see that he didn't, make it back. That's 20 points missing.
20.
So, we're not going to take nothing away from the Denver Nuggets, but, Miami was kind of like a wounded bird. I mean, they took it as far as they could.
Yeah, I mean, they barely won Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I think they were done then, I mean, Jimmy Butler or Hemi Butler, can only take a team so far. Like, he doesn't possess the star quality that you would think, like, okay, we know LeBron's gonna give us 30, 10, and 5 in a playoff game. But Jimmy Butler, like, I think he was done probably like Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was dead tired the last 10 games of the playoffs.
Yeah, you will what you can. There's when you have to do everything and you're not used to it, it can take a toll on you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like we were talking before the show started, what Denver was afforded is something like a lot of teams just can't afford. 2 years ago, you make the finals. Jamal Murray goes down. He misses 2 years of basketball. Michael Porter drops 14 picks. Back spasms. You get to sit him on the bench. You get to develop the Joker. You get Aaron Gordon from Orlando. KCP is a championship piece.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Bowen.
You got to build and watch. That's one of the things that you can appreciate about them winning is they took their time.
Yep.
But when I don't know what it is, maybe about their medical team. You know, maybe it was just the belief in the Joker. But for you to have him playing that caliber of basketball for the last 3 or 4 or 5 seasons, you don't break, you hold on to the team, and you just, you know, it's a beautiful story to end out.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. But do you think they're going to repeat? Because we about to get into it as far as, like, the tough road that they getting ready to go down. Meaning, like, they didn't even really have a tough road to get to their championship.
And guys is tooling up. I heard a coach that I well respected say they did what a number 1 seed was supposed to do with an 8.
Okay, yeah.
So, will they have this kind of journey again? I'm not sure. Shit happens. Injuries happen. People get suspended, as which we're gonna get into. It's just a flip of the coin. So you can't say that they didn't have a great playoff run because of, you know, what went on, and you can't, you know, knock other teams for what didn't happen. So, shout out to the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
And Joker found his MVP trophy. So all is right with the world.
Yeah.
Must have been hard for y'all watching them finals. I'm pretty good. He wish he would have won 7.
I mean, it was definitely hard. I mean, he made headlines again.
That's like your mom's calling you and like, hey, you know that's your ass when you get to the crib.
Yeah.
So to sit there and have to watch, like, hey,
he had to do something to create a buzz.
Shit, man.
This was supposed to be his year.
25 games.
Damn. Over a lighter. Well, allegedly over a lighter.
And well, me and you talked about this on Facebook. A lot of people got it wrong. This ain't a slap on the wrist on the NBA. And I know a lot of people were saying that, you know, they thought it would be 50 games, or they thought it should have been more, or 25 games now cost you in the NBA. Me and you did the math. Mm-hmm. He now doesn't qualify for any NBA awards.
Nope, he doesn't.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he'll make the All-Star team with the fan vote, and I don't know if they'll try to keep him out or, you know, with any rules or anything like that. But to have to go out there and play your best basketball after knowing that it kind of don't count. I mean, you can get your team to the playoffs, and that's where you redeem yourself. But let's just say he go out there and have 30, 10, and 10. Phenomenal fucking season.
Yeah. His historic season.
And we just got to look at it.
Well, I think we already had talked about it. I think, you know, the last 10 years, to be honest, that the regular season hasn't been what you think it would be. Like, I mean, Ja getting his first MVP, you know, potentially getting your first MVP is exciting. But we all know when the cameras turn on during the playoffs, that's really all that matters. Like, Embiid got his first MVP. He fake cried or whatever he did, you know.
Nah.
But he went out like a chump in the playoffs.
I don't think it really... And see, that's where we have to define the difference.
Okay. Talk about it.
The playoffs has nothing to do with the regular season.
It doesn't.
The only thing that the regular season affords you is positioning, in which those games matter. Mm-hmm. You don't show up for 82 games to say, you know, okay, well, I made the playoffs, now it's time for me to bust ass. No, people still want to win MVP. No, people still want to win NBA First Defensive Team.
Yeah.
And especially with the price that it comes with.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely going to lose a good chunk of change. I think they said to total, he potentially loses $60 million.
And when the career boils down, what you have is accolades.
Did Latrell Sprewell them?
So you have to want to win those things because at the end of it, that's what they base it on. We could talk about how KD won them all we want to.
Mm-hmm.
Before he got there, he's MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He hangs his hat on telling people that.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you say. How I got these, you can't tell me I wasn't one of those killers at this point in time because look at this. Sometimes people don't want to admit in a good quote I heard this week from Killer Mike. Sometimes it's time to stop being humble. Sometimes you gotta slam dunk on a nigga. Like a lot of people done died being underrated. Is underrated really something to celebrate?
No.
That means you denied my talent. That means you slept on me. That means that you didn't get me till this point. So when we look at this season of Jaws that's coming up, yeah, he comes in underrated. Yeah, he comes in with a redemption story, but guess what? It's already taken away from him.
See, well, that's where I differ. Like, I feel like if you get deep in the playoffs and you make playoff memories.
You think Memphis won them championship next year?
Before all these trades that we getting ready to talk about, I think they had a legit chance to do something. But I think if he wins, potentially wins.
Do you think Memphis is winning the championship next year?
I will preface this by saying that Ja is my favorite current player right now. You already know I probably post Ja Morant, on my stories.
But you're a realist.
I'm a realist, but at the same time, all right, they ain't gonna win the goddamn championship next year. But if he does, all this goes away.
It'll still be the season it'll always be the season that wasn't rewarded.
But that's what should make him motivated. Like, okay, if the team wins and he's Finals MVP, like Paul Pierce, he was Finals MVP, never won a fucking regular season MVP. But if he wins this, he can hang his hat on that.
About Paul's career, first NBA team, All-Star.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, okay, you get the Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Finals player of the series. You get Finals MVP, and you win a championship for the first time in this franchise's history. All the other shit don't matter, and I'll just leave it at that. Cause I mean, that's all.
And I ask you one more time.
Okay,
is Memphis winning the championship?
Winning the championship.
You heard it first from T.knight.
They probably won't even crack top 6.
You heard it first. Hey, well, you want to know what? Okay, let's get into
what
we came to talk about.
Yeah.
NBA trades.
Damn.
Also draft day. We're gonna get into that. But boy, did Washington blow it up.
Oh my God. Like, well.
Sometimes you ask for a team to blow it up.
They had to.
They put the TNT on it.
Yeah. I mean, they had to though. I mean, Bradley Beal. You gave him a 5-year, $251 last year.
With a no trade clause.
With a no trade clause, the 10th player in NBA history. And he probably won't even make
what you say?
Hall of Fame.
All of those guys are Hall of Fame.
All the other guys are Hall of Famers except him. And he gave him a no trade clause and one of the richest contracts in NBA history. Like, this is literally a Rashard Lewis type of, vibe to it. Like,
let's give them the news.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bradley Beal, Jordan Godwin, and Isaiah Todd to the Suns. Trade bait. Chris Paul, you're going to hear this name again.
Yeah.
Landry Shamet, 6 second-round picks.
Damn.
And 4 pick swaps.
Damn. One of them is, 2030? I saw a meme that said that they were at like a 8th grade tournament scouting for the 2030 player.
And saw something that they like. Let's keep it going. Porzingis,
Okay.
The Grizzlies, 25th pick and a 2020 first round pick heads to Boston.
Okay.
Marcus Smart heads to the Grizzlies.
Okay.
Tyus Jones, Gallinari, and Muskini, and a 35th pick head to Washington.
Okay.
Let's stop there for a second. We
Okay.
were just discussing Ja Morant. Does this stop the bleeding?
Marcus Smart. So you pair him up with Jaren Jackson, which is the current
And Steven Adams.
And Steven Adams when he gets back healthy, whatever. So you pair him with two very, very good defensive players. So it's like it's almost as if they're changing their identity or enhancing their identity as a defensive team.
Coming back strong. When I was talking to somebody earlier, we might be getting that grit and grind back.
Meaning like 80-point games, 80 to 78 type games.
Man, Memphis always been known as a tough team. Yeah. Back to the days with Zebo and Tony Allen.
Yeah.
You're producing really 3 good defensive players every night at this point. So at the point where it may cost you offense by missing Ja Morant, you can lock a few teams down with that kind of defense.
Yeah, they're going to be definitely competitive. And then don't forget they got Kenny Lofton hanging in the cut. You know, as an offensive Zebo type player, you know.
So. Porzingis to the Grizzlies. Porzingis to the Celtics.
It doesn't enhance them as a contender.
I don't even think so.
I think, you know, he has injury problems. And
if you got to keep Marcus Smart, then maybe, you know, I feel some kind of way. But it's like a wait and see thing. Because, okay, now you got to see if Brogdon is going to be healthy. Now you got to see if you can go get you a valuable point guard that can, you know, space out this team. Or do you just let Jason Tatum continue to bring the ball down court? So
what they do with Robert Williams? Put him at power forward and, you know, you don't bring Al Horford back?
Unless you save him.
Oh, no.
Possible bench potential.
Oh, no. I think Boston needs to go back to the drawing board. I think so. I don't know. I think Philly's waiting in the cut.
Well, you want to know who got this one exactly right? Matt Barnes. He was doing something with Rachel Nichols the other day, and he said this is what Boston needed. To make a splash and probably trade one of their key cores, which is Marcus Smart. So kind of psychic.
Okay.
I said this name would come up again.
Man.
Chris Paul to the Warriors. For Jordan Poole, Ryan Rollins, 2030 first round pick is what you was just saying.
Yep.
Still in 8th grade. 2027 second pick. Wow.
A 30.
Wow.
Hold on. Before we say wow, it's a 38-year-old Chris Paul who's probably been injured in every single playoff run that we can probably date back to like 2012. 11 straight seasons, it seems. Even the season they went to the finals, he was injured in the first round.
Wow.
And then he comes back, of course, you know, they make the finals. But this is a little different because it's Steph. Steph slides over to the shooting guard position.
You possibly put Clay at the 3.
And put Clay at the 3. Them motherfuckers crisscrossing with Chris Paul at the handle.
A very handy passer.
And that very handy pass. All he needs is a screen.
Point guard.
And Clay and Steph gonna be open. And Clay is already a deadly shooter from, you know, a set shot. But could you imagine Steph being a set shot?
And what games played? You have to stick Chris Paul.
Yeah.
When healthy, still a reliable shooter on most nights. Like you say, basketball IQ still out the roof.
Yeah.
And when you make him do less, he does become a bit more valuable.
Devin Booker showed that, you know, if you look at KD and Devin Booker, they only played 10 games together and they were like 9-1 or something. You know, and so you put him with two of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time. I mean, I thought that they were going to be dead in the water. That Draymond was gone, and that they were going to turn over the reins to Jordan Poole, who actually with the Washington Wizards now.
Which could possibly still, Dre possibly could still leave.
He still could leave, but they got money on the table now. Like okay, come on, Dre.
What does this say about Jordan Poole? And that did the incident play out too much? Was it too far gone? Like, I mean, this seems like did his trade value decrease that much in the playoffs?
I wouldn't say trade value, but I think his role on the team diminished very drastically. You know, we thought he was going to be the next up and coming for the Warriors to be that.
That's the way they planned it.
You think so? I mean, they gave him 120 last year.
That's the way they planned it. You can't give a person that kind of money and then expect people not to wonder why he's traded the very next year.
I mean, I personally feel it's kind of, unless it was some things that were either prior to the incident with him. I mean, well, prior to the incident with Dre, it must have been some things prior to that made Draymond kind of feel some type of way and knocked his ass out, and then the coaches and everybody else probably felt the same, and then like it just dwindled down, you know, and then the playoffs he probably played possum or whatever, and they traded him.
Got his ass out of there.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a star now.
Well, in actuality, we bought them up 3 different times. Mm-hmm. They're not doing bad out here.
Yeah.
The Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
In this haul, you've gotten Landry Shamet, 6 second-round picks, 4 pick swaps, Tyus Jones, Gallinari, Muscalini, a 35th pick tonight, Jordan Poole, Ryan Rollins, 2030 first-round pick, 2027 second pick. That don't seem like a bad way to start a rebuilding.
Yeah.
You got rid of most of the money that you needed to get rid of. You still have Kuzma saying that he possibly is testing free agency and not coming back. So just like you just said, a lot of money left on the table to try to rebuild that team.
Yeah.
So,
hey, just for funny, what if Draymond go to the Wizards?
I really want to go to the Lakers. So,
if I was to choose a team, it would have to be like somebody like the Knicks. They could use somebody like him.
I would take Draymond here. Soon. NBA draft.
Ooh. You got something.
We get some stars tonight.
Did we?
Yeah, possibly the future.
Okay.
Number 1, it was always a given.
For the last 2 years.
A lot of draft picks move, a lot of teams. Danny Ainge didn't get him.
Well,
goddamn, Danny, all that hard work. Fuck.
Well, I see. Okay, you already know I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know, how did the Spurs get number 1 draft pick?
Safest place to send them, especially after the Ja Morant debacle.
So, do you think? What I'm thinking, like the NBA drums up, you know,
it's pop.
Yeah,
not quite sure.
Is it WWE?
But sometimes it just works that way. Well, you don't feel that way exactly. You want to believe that we got Derrick Rose fair and square. So this one, sometimes you got to leave your conspiracy theories to yourself.
Man,
see how that works?
I do.
You see how that works? See, if you open up one bag,
you gotta open up the other. Yeah, I feel you.
Tied up.
I feel you. But when
see, you still want to go? You gotta.
Okay, it was the safest place to place Wemby with Pops, and you know.
And they've been losing for 2 years straight, so it's not exactly.
Yeah. And plus, this is his reward for dealing with the Kawhi situation, and
then they've been passing out the league what they need.
Becky Hammonds, you know,
Deontay Murray, Atlanta Hawks, Lonnie Walker, Lakers. I mean, you gave the NBA all the sauce, man. Yeah. Come on, you got to give them something. You got to give them something. It was a toss-up between the number 2 pick, but finally, you've been talking about this guy, Brandon Miller, to the Charlotte Hornets.
I'm very high on him, but you know, the little the little situation that he got into in Alabama. Hopefully, you know, he's not going to be.
See, that wasn't even why I was laughing. I thought you was talking about the whole. His goat.
I mean, we can get there too. I mean,
I thought you was talking about his goat.
I mean, his goat is questionable. I mean, you said, well, that's his goat, and I'm like, well, he could have said that's my favorite player.
I mean, these kids are wild, man.
Paul George. I mean, I get it. When he first was born, Michael Jordan was retiring as a Wizard. And LeBron was just now coming in. So, but Paul George hadn't even made it until probably, 2010, 2011? I mean, he was what, 8?
California fan.
I mean, I understand, but damn, Paul George.
Don't do him like that, man. He just started.
What college did he even go? Was San Jose or what was it? Then he went to the Pacers. Was a second round pick or something, or was he 13?
I think it was first round.
Okay, he was a lottery pick, right? But he hasn't been.
Hey man, that's that man goat, man.
That's the man goat.
That's that man goat, man.
That's the worst goat.
You can't argue with that man.
That's like saying Jeremy Lin is my favorite. Is my goat.
Hey man, look, we only gonna give y'all the last 3 picks, and you guys can check it out yourself, and we'll give you a recap when we come back. We got Scott Henderson going to the Blazers. Does that mean Dame stay or go?
They damn near the same height. So James 6'3" and Scoot is 6'2".
I like Scoot.
I like Scoot too, but at the same time, like, what is the Blazers planning on doing? If you send Dame somewhere, let's send him somewhere where he could be a contender or turn a whole franchise around. I'm thinking Orlando, but continue.
Okay. We got Thompson going to the Rockets.
Pistons. You're right. That was, okay. I'm getting twins messed up.
This is the reason why, you know, that just happened. So we got Amin and Arzier Thompson. Amin is a guard. He went to the Rockets. I think they play I think they play Arzier at 4, but he went to the Detroit Pistons.
Yep, he went to the Pistons.
So shout out to the twins. I know everybody wasn't kind of high. Wait a minute, let's talk about the Rockets for a second.
Yeah.
It happened again, man.
It happened again.
You do all that. I won't say they do it on purpose, but you do a lot to try to get that number 1 pick, and man, it slips through your fingers. It's them damn ping pongs.
I mean,
and y'all say y'all don't want to see people play for it.
Oh, okay. We getting there. All right. So, no, I don't want to see no damn 4 worst teams in the NBA play for a ping pong ball for a number 1 draft pick because it defeats the purpose of tanking.
Hey, you never know. You might tank yourself into a good win.
I understand it, but at the same time, like, what do we do? Like, because think about it.
Let's play for it all.
Play for it? No.
Play for it all.
I disagree. I agree to disagree.
Well,
Mr. Dreadhead.
Sometimes we can agree to disagree. Well, as always, we thank you guys for watching.
Where's
I appreciate T.knight. It is I, the hardcore champion, Mr. NWO, the Dreadhead Monster, and we appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you.
Yeah. Attic. Success Attic.
What's up, D?
Man, what's y'all